What's up, real ones? Welcome to Let's View It, your sarcastic, thought-provoking channel. But anyways, let's get on with this video. In this video, if you guys don't know, Simone Biles' husband has been getting a lot of heat lately. All because of this interview he said about how he met Simone Biles. Now, I will say the only people that are pissed at him are women. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what he said in this interview that started all the hate towards him and let you guys decide what you think first. Because right now, every woman in the world wants his head. So you already know. Let's view it.
Couple of days, man, and it's like she pops up and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, so I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout and I come back and I get like, I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, that's up, man. This gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August, so I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like,
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened, everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you're saying.
Because I was fighting it. So
in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying.
At the time, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like, man, this is my third year. I'm trying to. I'm like, it's kind of early. But like I said, man, it happened when you least expect it. And we hung out, man. It was like we hit it off instantly. We just laughed the whole night.
Okay, so that's his interview. Those are the words that are causing him so much heat. But before I get into my thoughts, I'm going to show another video clip of a woman reacting to that interview and really let you into the minds of how the women perceived what he said.
Simone Biles' husband is a walking red flag.
I always say we the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you're saying.
Because I was fighting it.
This man got into a relationship with Simone Biles, and he's acting like she's the one who should be lucky.
How in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question. He pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in.
I just don't believe that he didn't know who Simone Biles was. Like, think that he has a little bit of jealousy towards his wife. Listen to this.
It was all these moms, and they're there with their kids, and we walked past, and everybody stopped, and just kids are like shaking, and it's like, oh my God, and I'm like.
You thought it's because you thought you were fine, huh?
Man, nah. It's just funny. They asking me. They like, here, can you take this picture? And I'm like...
He centered so much of their love story around the fact that she chased him.
Because if she wouldn't have messaged me, chances are, like, I probably wouldn't have. I probably was just... Mine would have went somewhere else and wouldn't have thought to, but she messaged me, and...
We've all been here where we're all just like, googly eyes for, you know, a mediocre man who doesn't actually like see us as a person. And it's so easy to just be like, oh my goodness, he can do no wrong, and make a lot of excuses. Kind of look at that type of talk as funny or endearing. He was low-key dissing her multiple times in this interview. And men do this all the time. If you read between the lines of this podcast interview, it's just like actually sad more than anything. Also, he made her drive to see him. This is crazy to me, because if a guy actually wants to see you, he's going to go the distance to see you. I went on a date with a guy that drove 2 hours. 2 hours. It was a 4-hour round trip to go on a first date with me, a coffee date. I have no judgment towards Simone at all. I think that this is just like very common in a lot of relationships. It's just like insane that a man that is married to Simone Biles would talk like that. Like, the enthusiasm was not there. People have way more enthusiasm for talking about their pets than he did talking about his wife. And I'll say it, I listened to the podcast and I really loved his story. He was very vulnerable. He seems like a good guy, but I am just so bothered by the way that he's talked about Simone in this. There are so many men who are okay with their baseline of happiness just being so low. So they'll stay in relationships with people that they don't actually like that much. And I think a lot of men just aren't happy, and instead of, you know, being honest with that with their partner, they're just mean. I don't doubt for a second that he loves her. I do wonder, like, how much does he like her, like Simone as a person? I just wish that he would talk about that more. I'm also just tired of men being so unenthusiastic about the person that they're with. I'm like, if you don't feel excited and happy to tell people about your partner or your relationship, when you love someone or even just something, when you talk about it, you're able to like feel it from the other person. It's just like, oh my goodness, this person loves that thing, and you know it for sure. And you don't have to question it at all. But this man is making us all question, does he even like her? And that means that his enthusiasm to be with Simone Biles is too low. Anyways, if I'm ever in a relationship with a man who has any sort of tone close to this when talking about me or our relationship, I'll just go find a different one, because this type of tone, this type of attitude, not it.
I'm just going to say this real quick. Only women are questioning if he likes her. Every man knows that he absolutely loves her and is extremely happy and appreciative to have her. It's only the women that are questioning this. And I'll get more into it, but first, I got another woman who, of course, is just trashing her husband and talking up Simone Biles' ex-boyfriend, saying that he's much better than her current husband, that he loves her, and that he's proud of her. Check it out.
For the record, Simone Biles has known love. She's known love from a man who was not jealous of her accomplishments. A secure man. His name is Stacey Irvin Jr. This handsome guy was her boyfriend prior to this man that she married. On the Today Show, she said about talking to him on the phone, the man is a gymnast, and he's also a personal trainer and a content creator now. During the time that Simone was competing on the world stage and going to the Olympics, he was a college gymnast, winning many awards and also winning some national awards as well in gymnastics. She said every time it's different, he basically just screams into the phone. This is after she won a gymnastics competition. He screams into the phone and tells me how proud he is of me. He's awesome times 2. And she met him because there was some viral video of him yelling and being excited about her at a competition. He was watching her on television. He was like saying, "That's what I'm talking about. Let's go." And when asked his thoughts on Simone Biles, this is what he said, unlike what her husband had to say.
A real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August, so I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched,
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man.
This is what Irvin said. "My woman is a 5-time world champion in the all-around, and I couldn't be more proud. I get hyped every time I watch her do her thing, and today was no exception. Congratulations, baby. The whole world is proud of you. And that's when she won a world championship. So make no mistake, she knows what love is. She has been with a man that was proud of her accomplishments. But unfortunately, it seems that she may be with one now who is jealous of him.
So this is what I don't understand. How did these women come to the conclusion that Simone Biles' husband is jealous of her? Now, just as a side note, he's an NFL player. He's not a big time one or nothing like that, but he does have his own accomplishments. It's not like he works at Walmart. But back to what I was saying. Why do these people think that Simone Biles' husband is jealous of her? This lady wants to say her ex is proud of her and all her accomplishments, and implying that Simone Biles' husband is not proud of her. First off, it's not equal comparisons. Simone Biles' ex-boyfriend was a gymnast, so that was his hobby too. That was his passion too. So he has a better connection and understanding of what it took for Simone Biles to compete and win all these gold medals, but also he was actually there with her while she was doing it. Simone Biles' husband is just saying during the time when they came in contact, he was not watching gymnastics at that time and he was in heavy training. So he didn't know her like that. And I believe it because before this story came out, before every woman wanted to trash Simone Biles' husband, if I would have saw a photo of her or her husband with no name on it, I wouldn't even know who that was. Even if I heard the name Simone Biles, I could have just simply been like, why does that name sound familiar? Or there's a chance I might not recognize it at all. So the fact that he's saying, I didn't know who she was when I swiped on the app, doesn't mean that he's not proud of her accomplishments. He's simply retelling a story about how they met. And if he was lying, why would he lie right in front of his wife? That makes no sense. All he was saying is when he swiped on the app, he didn't recognize who she was. But once he saw she had all kinds of followers, he knew that she must have been a big deal. And even in that statement, he's admitting, he was like, hey, she must be pretty good at what she does. She must be somebody. And even when he tells the story about them walking and everybody giving them attention, and he's like, what's going on? And then he goes on further in that story to explain that people are asking him to take the pictures for them so that they could take a picture with his now current wife. How does that sound like he's not proud of her or that he's jealous of her? He literally said everybody wanted pictures with her and wanted him to be the cameraman. That's not showing jealousy. If anything, that's showing a lack of ego because he's willing to put a story out there that she got more attention than him. How do women take that as him being jealous? How do you women take that as him being jealous? Also, they never asked him if he was proud of her accomplishments. I'm sure with him being a professional athlete, she's a professional athlete, he is very proud of her that she was able to accomplish everything that she did in gymnastics. He's not talking about that. He's talking about how they met. And for some reason, every woman thinks he's just trying to downplay her accomplishments. But the statement that really got these women's feathers going is that he said he thought he was the catch. And how dare a man think that they're the catch? That's impossible, especially in his case. How can he be the catch when he's a mediocre NFL player and Simone Biles is the greatest female gymnast ever? They're not comparable. Simone Biles is obviously the catch, just off her stack of gold medals. And let's not forget the fact that she's actually worth more money than him. So she's obviously the catch, right? Wrong, ladies. Wrong. See, what you need to understand about men, and I'm not just saying any old man, I'm talking about a good man. A man that's loyal, a man that's going to love you, a man that's going to sacrifice for you, a man that's going to protect you, a man that's going to show you respect, a man that's going to take care of their family. A real man understands that they are the catch. Now, I don't know why they focus so much on Simone Biles' husband saying he is the catch, because he clarified that he always says he believes men are the catch. It wasn't just about him. This is how he feels in general. And believe it or not, most men feel that way. And I know you don't want to hear this, ladies, but it's true. And let me tell you the reason why. Because men don't judge women the same way women judge men. Let me explain. While you women are sitting there bragging about all her gold medals, all the money she's worth, and how dare this man say that Simone Biles is not the catch, just makes him a walking red flag. He's a worthless man. But here's the thing. Men do not care what a woman's financial accomplishments are or professional accomplishments are. It doesn't mean you're not proud of your woman when they accomplish something. It just means you don't necessarily attribute that to the value of her or having her in your life as your wife or partner. But to women, if you hear a man is a millionaire or is a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you now raise the value of that man. You now raise the status of that man. You now think that's possibly a better man to be with. You guys look at men's professional accomplishments and financial accomplishments as worth to who you're going to marry. Men do not. We can care less. You can be the best woman in the world and never go to work ever, as far as a man's concerned. The way we judge who's a good partner for us is nowhere near the same the way you guys judge who's a good partner for you. It's really just that simple. And when Simone Biles' husband said, if it wasn't for her, we probably wouldn't be together, he's saying that because he was in a mind state where he wasn't really looking for a relationship. He wasn't trying to put that type of energy and effort of finding someone serious in his life. He wasn't trying to get married. He's young. He has a bright future ahead of him. He knows there's going to be tons and tons and tons of girls coming his way. So he's saying since she put the energy in, noticing that he's a good man and that she might want him for a husband, she went and got him. She tied him up. She settled him down. She got the man that she wanted. That's all. That's all he's saying. If she probably put in less effort, they probably never would have came together and they probably never would have been the great husband and wife that they are now. See, what you women need to realize is it's hard for a real man to find a good woman. A woman that's going to bring peace and positivity into his home. A woman that doesn't mind being submissive at times. A woman that doesn't like controversy. A woman that doesn't want to argue. A woman that's not trying to be the man of the family. It's hard to find. Very hard. Very, 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 very hard. And a lot of good men know this. So instead of looking for relationships, they just sit around, maybe talk to girls here and there, but they never try to get too serious. Because they know in the end of the day, that person's probably going to give them more headaches than anything else. Especially if they have tons of money and a career. Now maybe I'm wrong, but it seems when a woman has money and a career, she becomes more challenging to her partner. Now in this case, it doesn't seem like Simone Biles is that type of woman. She seems like she keeps her man very, very happy that she's actually a real wife to her husband. And believe it or not, Simone Biles has a response to all this backlash her husband has been getting. And just like a good wife would, she had his back. And you know what she said? Call me Jonathan Owen's wife. A straight mic drop. But do you think the women could respect that and say, you know what? Maybe she's down for her husband because maybe her husband is down for her? No. Instead, they put out responses like this.
So Simone Biles heard what you all said about her husband, about him saying that he's the prize and he's the catch, and she wants you to know this. She says, call me Jonathan Owen's wife. Simone, we love you too much to do that. We're not going to let you dim your light so that his can shine. You are a 4-time gold medalist. You are the most decorated Olympian in history. We are not going to let this man and his fragile ego make you diminish your accomplishments that has taken you a whole lifetime to build. No, ma'am. And to be truthful with you, if he really respected you, he wouldn't even want you to do that. You've worked your whole life to get here. And if he can't stand by your side proudly, with your accomplishments, then that's the bigger issue here. I hate to compare, but girl, I have to. Alexis Ohanian, Serena Williams' husband, refers to himself as the husband of the GOAT. That man is a billionaire, co-founder of Reddit, and he still is like, do you know who I'm married to? That's how they should be. Russell Wilson, and like I said, not too much on Sierra, but the way he brags about her, you would think she out here putting out Michael Jackson numbers. She's not. But that a man should be that kind of proud of his wife and her accomplishments. She's doing what any good wife would do, and that's stand up for her husband, and I applaud her for that. But all we're saying is he should have been standing up for you in that interview as well. Just like how you're proud to be his wife, he should be just as proud to be your husband. That's all we're saying, honey.
You're standing up for your husband, and I applaud you for that. But knock it off. And just like I said before, then she goes on and lists all her accomplishments, as if all those accomplishments have anything to do with their marriage, or how good of a wife she is, or how good of a husband he is. All the cartwheels in the world will never make you a good wife. So why do these women keep listing her accomplishments? We all know she has these accomplishments. Her husband knows now that she has these accomplishments. All he was doing was retelling a story of how they met. And at the time, he was saying, I didn't know who she was. What is so wrong with that? He could never take away what she's done. And he's not even trying. All he was doing was telling their story. That's all. You guys are so worried about if her husband respects her or is proud of her accomplishments, but you guys don't even show enough respect for her that when she stands up for her husband and says, call me Jonathan Owen's wife, or insinuates that they're happy, that this is the love of her life, that he is a good husband, you guys refuse to let her be happy. I don't get that. You keep talking about all these other husbands that are proud of their famous wives. No one said that Jonathan Owens doesn't brag about his wife any other time. This was an interview where he was explaining how they met. If he didn't know who she was, in your opinion, he should have just lied and said,
oh, of course I know who she is. She's the great Simone Biles. She has 15 gold medals and can backflip like a mofo.
That's what you guys wanted to hear? He's just telling the true story, or his truth. If it was a lie, wouldn't Simone Biles go, what are you talking about? You knew exactly who I was. She's sitting right there. You women just need to get your own lives. You're mad because she has a good husband. That's what you're mad about. Let them be happy. They're not doing nothing to you. If you don't like their story, then don't listen to their story. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's their story. You see, I think all of this is just a buildup from all this women empowerment bullcrap. That you literally just can't listen to a story without adding all this other stuff. He's not proud of her. He's jealous of her. He doesn't love her. He doesn't care about her. Does he even like her? No, bitches, he doesn't. Happy? But now that you know Simone Biles' husband doesn't love her because he didn't know who she was at the very beginning, all I need you guys to do is comment below. Tell me what you think. Do all great gymnasts make good wives? Or should Simone Biles just divorce her husband because he didn't know who she was at the beginning? But while you're telling me your thoughts, I'm also going to need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hitchhiker button and subscribe with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help I. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.